Alright, greetings everyone. Welcome to another video, and today we're doing kind of a look at stuff on JP. And before we do that, before I talk about everything that's happened in the last 24 hours, I'm going to just say streams are probably going to be canceled for about a week, if not 2 weeks, because I'm in the middle of having a tooth replaced, and to say that it's causing me discomfort and pain would be an understatement. It is really bad, and I'm just not much in a talking mood. My jaw is killing me. So I think that I'm probably just going to say no streams for the next 2 weeks. I'm sorry for everyone who is disappointed. I'll try and do some extra YouTube videos, some extra gameplay content, but talking for an hour and a half on stream while I also have to do my regular job is just too much. And yeah, it's causing me mental distress, so apologies. All right, so let's talk about this update. So the 3.5 anniversary is here. Yay, happy times, right? Well, the 3.5 and the 8.0 update that came with it caused a great deal of issues with extended maintenance, which is basically why there were no videos last night, and to even right now. Game 8, Ultima, and Wotv just really haven't updated their sites with all the info for this new character, which means that it's a little difficult to review him at this point. I'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff, my initial thoughts of him later into the video. Or, well, no, we'll do it fairly quickly right now, sort of thing. Then we'll just talk about the 3.5 update. But yeah, extended maintenance has caused a little bit of wrinkles in talking about the 3.5 anniversary, and just Zelda came out, so whatever. All right, so Jaden. New Jaden is a Ice Elemental 100 cost male, non-limited character. As far as I know, he is not classified as limited. For the sake of this video, I do not have the exact numbers for any of the stuff because he's still too new, haven't tested him, and even if I have, we just don't have the Wotv calc data yet, so gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. Taking a look at Jaden's kit though, you can see we'll just flash the resistances here. You can pause and take a look at it if you want. You can take a look at stats. This is in a ice elemental party that is primarily physical focused, and just for reference, there's snow stats and Velis, so that you have something to pair it to. Now, talking about Jaden is going to be impactful on the game. There's no way that he can't be, because in a character with a brand new ability like just removing hate off of a unit, which is his big new defining feature, this ability right here that sets hate to 0 for passives and just general on the unit, will make an impact. It's just a question of when. So here are my general initial thoughts on this character. First off, his spear. Really nice piece of equipment. Gives him some I mean, this is actually just good for all ice spear users. It does give wind, light, and dark resistance of 10, which is a little bit interesting that they chose to go this route, and it is a magic-based spear. Next, or at least this version is a magical one. TMR. This TMR, I think, is going to be really nice for mage-based characters. I mean, it is more defensive, but it does have 5 agility, which is pretty high. If you take a look here, this ability is a big buff that gives a huge increase in magical attack power, which seems quite nice for anybody who likes mages. So this TMR, even if the character may not tickle your fancy so much, TMR might actually be good, but we need the numbers to see officially how good it truly is. We can guess, but I'm going to wait and see. Now, as for Jaden, When he goes into battle, he actually does not start with AP, unlike a lot of other magical characters, and that is problematic. You are going to need some kind of AP generation. It does look like he has some stuff in his kit, particularly an ability that recovers AP, greatly raises debuff resistance, and raises magical power, which is an ability like just a self buff. That ability is really great, and we like it. It's this ability right here. But he does start the fight with less AP than you would expect for a magic character, and there you go. He can release re-raise, create barriers to keep himself from damage, and when he does, in his EX, gives himself a barrier. We'll just skip to, where is it? It's, where is it? There it is. Upon an attack, will actually reduce slashing resistance penetration rate of the character that's getting hit by the attack. So it's pretty good. It also gives single target resistance and slashing attack resistance. So all of that adds up to being pretty nice. His other abilities are mostly just damage types. There is some stuff in there that is interesting in just dealing damage, releasing re-raise. Of course, his limit burst can also deal magic damage, but it does cost a high amount of AP, which he has a little bit of trouble generating enough AP to get there. And looks like the last one, his big attack, which I believe is this one. If I get this wrong, I apologize, but Magical Thorn Breakthrough, magic dependent damage, large penetration, so it does have piercing damage, recovers a certain percent of own HP when a critical hit occurs. Honestly, from some of the previews I've seen from other sources, he does seem pretty good at damage resistance. Like, he is pretty good at not dying, at least from initial, against a full dark elemental team. He'll also just have good matchups against other elements too, I think, because he just feels pretty defensive, and anything that's primarily physical will have more of a difficult time killing this character in the same way as Halloween Lucia. The AP not starting means that he is going to be another contender for bells, but if the payoff is strong, and the payoff is strong because hate removal and hate just changing like that is going to cause probably some upheaval, at least in terms of how many teams are going to be punished for running a tank as opposed to just running DPS. But until we've seen like the full extent of what that is, hard to say whether Jaden's an absolute must-have, but he definitely seems at least noteworthy and impactful on the game, and that's enough for now. He is a good TMR, and we'll see how Dark Shiva enhances that in the following week. So we'll take a look at his limit burst, and then we'll talk about the 3.5 anniversary, and that'll be the video. So 3.5 anniversary came. Extended maintenance did come with a new story update with some new characters in it. A new wave battle, and also a side story event, which can be all enjoyed. So overall, pretty good, decent amount of content that is playable. I do believe that this week there's also a special limited guild battle starting up. So lots of different things. As for banners for the 3.5 anniversary, we'll come to, there is of course all the free banners, which I talked about in a previous video, but even if they're just free summons, so cool. The Jaden stuff, and for Goblers who are waiting, here is a selector with basically all the 100 cost characters up to this current point in JP. And a VC one that does the same thing with the Dark Espers. So for people who have been getting hosed by Dark Esper banners, maybe this is a little bit of redemption for you if you're willing to go that route. As for other things, there are a few cheaper banners, but one of the things that was interesting was last night, upon logging in, there was a banner that appeared here, which was a 50 pull with 10 guaranteed URs. And you could not do anything else in the banners until you did that pull. And when you were done that pull, you were given 3 options: pay for it, save it, or discard it. And if you discard it, it's gone. Boom, nothing. You get nothing from it, and you can continue on as usual. That's what I did because I didn't get jack shit on there that was worth it. Second was the other one. Basically, you can go off and get paid lapis to pay for it, but until you either pay for it or discard it, you can't do any other summons, which is interesting. Hostage taking gotcha, I guess. But yeah, it is something new. We've never seen it before. I didn't really like it all that much. It's super more FOMO than usual. So yeah, yes, that's a note. The only thing I'm going to say is that I think is really also worth talking about. Actually, there's 2 things. So first off, in the shop, 500 regular lapis for a 40 shard of a unit is pretty decent. 100 UR scrolls for 500 lapis and a UR horn for 1000. Not as good as the previous week, 500 for one, but it does come with an SSR horn too. Don't think that makes up for it, but hey, I'm giving you the information. And the last thing that I was going to talk about before in terms of the shops that was really noteworthy was a paid deal, which was a 300 paid lapis for 200 units shards of your choice, which in all is probably one of the better deals we ever get to see. Like, it's right here. So, I mean, you can see what's on this, but if you ever wanted a specific character and you just wanted to get that character and upgrade them and have them ready kind of thing, well, this is, this should happen way more often as far as I'm concerned when you get a character that's brand new kind of thing. But anyway, 300 paid lapis for this is a damn good deal. So the last thing I'm going to talk about that I'm really stoked about is just organization, which has always been a little bit annoying in this game in terms of finding specifically and building parties with VCs, because we all know that VCs, the VC menu is crap, for lack of a better word. And so this is the new one. Basically what it will do is you can actually go through here and take a look and actually filter out for specific kind of party abilities, which is pretty nice, a good way of organizing it. But also, it works in tandem with just some new organizational things. You can see in the top here that you can see which characters are getting the party ability effects, which is just very nice for peace of mind and making navigation a little bit easier. Anyway, I basically run out of time for the amount that I can talk in this video. So yeah, to sum up, 3.5 anniversary, lots of extended maintenance, quite a few issues, quite a few problems, but hey, at the end of the day, the game is working again. Lots of new events, new ways of just getting some extra lapis, new character which we'll keep an eye on, and I'll do a more in-depth review once more details come out. But Jaden is looking promising and interesting. For the people who are like, can he beat fire? Nah, he's not going to change that matchup. We'll see if Ice and Shiva might do some interesting stuff with like combining, giving a Ice and Water magical base card VC next week. We'll see what that looks like, but I'm not expecting it to like completely rewrite. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. Again, apologies to people who are disappointed in the streaming thing, but I'm dealing with a lot of discomfort right now, and I have a temporary tooth in, and I have to live with it for 2 weeks, being careful not to brush, not to eat, not to do certain things with it. So yeah, I'm just gonna ask for time for myself on this one. Thank you so much for watching. See you hopefully very soon with that full Jaden review.